Hello and welcome to the What the Fork Monarchs preview show. Myself, Graham Munsey, joined by Dave Harley as we look ahead to a big clash at Armadale on Friday night as the surprise packet of this year's championship, the Scunthorpe Scorpions, head north. Dave, thanks very much for joining us. I'm sure you had a fun weekend yourself down in London there, but it's back to Monarchs business this week and a tough looking match against the Scorpions.
Definitely. I mean, it's just, if you maybe asked us a week or two ago, you might be thinking Scunthorpe are a weaker team. That historically they've not necessarily always had the best team in the league, but they've strengthened up big time with a signing and Adam Ellis, and of course they had that big win over Glasgow on Sunday.
Yeah, so a Scunthorpe team that was written off maybe before the start of the season when Jake Allen had to pull out and Josh McDonald was the replacement, but we will touch on that a little bit later on. During the show this week, we'll hear from What the Fork Monarchs Richie Worrell, Scorpions captain Simon Lambert, and as always, we'll delve into Mike Hunter's bag of tricks and his blast from the past, although not too distant future this time. We'll just go back to 2019 and a big 5-1 for the Scorpions in their most recent visit to Armadale. Dave, if we look at the visitors first, you mentioned it there, a surprise change maybe that was announced during their match against Glasgow with Josh Ottey stepping down and Adam Ellis coming in, and certainly away from home, and with no disrespect to Josh Ottey, I would suggest a big strengthening of that Scunthorpe team, bringing in a Great Britain international and a league heat leader as well, or Premiership heat leader, and Adam Ellis.
Yeah, and of course he had that big meeting at the weekend where he's actually made it to the GP Challenge, so he's only, in theory, 5 races away from the next season's GP. As you say, Josh is an exciting rider. I've always kind of like watching him race. He's perhaps not quite as good as he was when he first came around, and it was exciting, but maybe had a few too many knocks, and again he's carrying an injury just now, so that's maybe part of the decision, because it must be a hard one for Scunthorpe to drop one of their
He's an all-time leading scorer, I think.
Yeah, and yeah, again, it's a bit of a no-brainer when Adam's available and you're able to do that. And as you kind of alluded to earlier, they made a signing at the start of the season because of Jake Allen not coming, or choosing not to come initially. They went a lot weaker, but now they're back up to the strength of all the rest of the teams.
Yeah, and those battles at the top will definitely be something to see. Obviously, as you mentioned there, Adam Ellis making his debut, and a guy that rides Armadale well. Elsewhere in the Scorpions team, there's definitely some experience in there. Obviously, Teal Piper. There won't be many visitors that head to Armadale with more laps under their belt than Teal. Simon Lambert has been around for a bit. I think at the minute we're maybe still a little bit unsure on the status of Terry Arnold as we record this kind of early in the week. Terry, I don't know if anyone's seen the clips. I saw the clip from the stream at Glasgow on Saturday in the GP qualifier there. A pretty nasty looking crash for Terry, so all the best to him. And one bit of team news we do know is, unfortunately, exciting youngster Jordan Palin will miss out for the Scorpions. He's in the Czech Republic on under-21 duty. And again, at time of recording, we're unsure who will guest. But with the loveliness of the Rising Star rules, they can bring a 3-point rider in, a 3-point Rising Star rider, that is in. So pretty good choices for Scunthorpe there. Dave,
and of course, Thomas Jorgensen's the 7th man, and he's normally pretty good at Armadale as well. They are guys with, as you say, lots of experience round the deal.
Yeah, exactly. And coming up, it'll be a challenge. It's the first match, and we'll hear from Simon in a little bit. He'll kind of confirm this, but I think some of the Scunthorpe riders were maybe a wee bit aggrieved with the fact that they were written off in the press, and everyone said they would be down towards the bottom and stuff, and they know how good these guys can be, and they went out to prove everyone wrong. And as we speak here, they're sitting, I think, second in the league, but with 2 matches in hand, so theoretically could catch up and head top of the league, albeit at this early stage. With a good weekend against us, Dave.
Yeah, and it's still very early days, as you say. There's nothing like that siege mentality to get you going and get you motivated, and nobody likes being written off no matter what. And certainly now they're not a team that can be written off. And Friday, as it's been all season, for one reason or another, all the matches at Armadale this season have been really close, really tight, and provided some exciting races. And last week, the last one was only for a point for Leicester, not whether they would get it or not. But but still getting good, exciting matches and getting the crowd excited, and should be the same again on Friday.
Yep, and as we spoke about earlier on, one man heading north looking to do some damage and help the Scorpions keep up that run is club captain Simon Lambert, and I caught up with Simon earlier on. So joined on the What the Fork Monarchs preview show by Scunthorpe skipper Simon Lambert. Simon, thank you very much for joining us, and I think it's fair to say a cracking start to the season, both for yourself and for the Scorpions.
Yeah, no problems, mate. Yeah, no, personally, it's probably, well, it is by far the best start to the season I've ever had, and I'm enjoying it, and it's going good, and from a team point of view, yeah, we are going good at the minute, and obviously, as everyone's well aware now, we have just made a change. We brought in a big hitter, number one, in Adam Ellis, so I believe that will make us even stronger. So, yeah, we're all on a high at the minute.
Yeah. And of course, we all know nothing's won on paper, but it must be poison as well after some of the press when obviously the start of the season when Jake Allen had to drop out and there wasn't a number one maybe available at the time. There was a few people writing the Scorpions off to be sitting kind of towards the end of June, second in the league with matches in hand, and having just seen off the Tigers at home just at the weekend there. It must just be that wee bit extra poison to sort of stick it to these people as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's paper and all that, hindsight. It's a wonderful thing, isn't it? But yeah, obviously we lost the number one and we signed Josh McDonald. But Josh was match winner yesterday against Glasgow or Sunday. But everything happens for a reason, doesn't it? And I do feel sorry for Josh on the sense of it wouldn't have happened if Jake had come back to Scunthorpe and all that. But again, it's hindsight, isn't it? Jake rode for a Sunday, fantastic at number one, fantastic guest, gave his all, and certainly helped us get 3 points. But the highlight was sending Glasgow home with nothing. They're a solid team from 1 to 7, and to be 4 down and to go get 3-5-1s at the end. I mean, the meeting was out of this world, absolutely out of this world. There was passing every race. It was just unreal. The atmosphere from the crowd, great. It's just such a shame BT Eurosport weren't there, because that would have just been the cherry on the top. I would have put probably Speedway back on the map a bit, because there's not enough meetings on the telly at the minute and everyone's missing that. But yeah, we've got Adam, and they've said it's meant to make us stronger away from home, so let's hope it does. And we got a machine at number one now, so let's we just got to keep a feet on the ground and do what we're all doing and just hit that top four, and then we all reset and see what happens in the playoffs. Obviously, that's the aim to start with, to get in the top four.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, we see it. Obviously, you see it in the Edinburgh pits, and I guess it's the same at Scunthorpe. The team spirit. It hasn't been an easy start to the season with injuries and stuff. Obviously, Josh took the knock, Josh Ottey, and has now sort of stepped down. We see Terry I seen a clip of his crash at Glasgow on Saturday, and it was a frightening crash. So he's maybe feeling a bit second hand. So just kind of bringing the guys together and still getting these results, it must just add that level of confidence as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's the thing is, we're only racing once a week, and that just isn't enough. It's not enough for me personally. 1 minute. It's boring, it's not enough, but I'm making it count at the minute. You haven't got a week to dwell on it. If you've had a bad one, you've got a week to kind of build up to your next one. But I have a full-time job 6 days a week, so I don't really have time to think about it. But we keep talking in the group. We have a WhatsApp group. We keep talking. We talk a lot of rubbish, but then we talk sense as well. And it's just like I said today. The group's basically we have a laugh, we talk about a load of rubbish, but at the same time, it keeps us all talking, it keeps us tight, it keeps the banter going, it keeps the spirit going, and then when we see each other, we'll have a laugh about something that we've been in the group a few days previous, and it keeps everyone tight, so I think that's good. That's something that I don't know if they've had in previous years, but, we've got 7 riders in the team now, they're all a good bunch, and, it's good fun, and, we're all mates, and we all want to help each other. That's the difference.
Yeah, and then looking to Armadale on Friday night. I mean, I guess maybe the last couple of years it hasn't been the happiest of hunting grounds for the Scorpions, but obviously this year, you come in on a high. You've got Teo in there, who's probably have done more laps around Armadale than anyone else on the track. I seem to remember off the top of my head I paid 15 or I paid 16 from yourself a few years back. So I guess, the mindset must be to come and aim for a point as a start and then see where it takes you from there. Is that the sort of set up for Friday night?
Obviously, we always go to win, but obviously, yeah. I mean, if we came away with a point, I think we'd be happy because you boys ran your own track. It's not a trick track, but you've got a good home track advantage. I think that's the thing with Scunthorpe. There is no real home track advantage. A junior could gate you on a slick track and get in front of you, and you struggle to pass them because it is just a flat out track. But Edinburgh's one of them places. We all have good meetings, we all have bad meetings. But we go there, but we don't actually have Palin Friday night, I don't think, because he's in Checo. So
that's right, yeah.
I don't know who we've got for him. But yeah, if we get a point, we'll be chuffed. Anything else, we'll be ecstatic. So we just go there and we just give it a roll and we see what happens coming in of heat 15.
Yeah, well, we'll look forward to two fantastic battles. Obviously, Armadale on Friday, then, as you mentioned, the Eddie Wright Raceway is certainly one of my favourite tracks in the division, so I'm looking forward to seeing some good action over the weekend. Simon Lambert, thank you very much for joining us, and all the best for the weekend and the season ahead.
No worries, thank you. See you Friday.
Dave, Simon Lambert there, as good as saying that they go every match looking to win, but if they can head home with a point, they'll be happy with that. If they can go home with any more than that, they'll be ecstatic. But certainly no easy task for the home men, for the Waterford Monarchs. Again, though, we can go into this match, and I use we obviously for the Monarchs, in confidence. We're on the back of those fantastic wins against Leicester and against Eastbourne. Maybe not the ideal time to actually have a couple of weeks off. You maybe want the momentum to keep you going. But also in the same way, maybe 6 or 7 matches into the season, more for some if they're doubling up in the various leagues or riding abroad. A small chance to recharge the batteries in that kind of end of June space and kick themselves on into the main months of the summer. So a big chance for the Monarchs to keep what is an unbeaten start to the season going.
Yeah, that's what we're here for and what we're striving for. Big meetings should be looking to build on that home confidence now. The guys have now had was that three home meetings. We saw Willie Lawson coming into his own in the last match, and as Richie talks about, Nathan starting to really find his feet as well. So we get that stability there. Kai's been excellent everywhere he's gone so far for a newcomer to the team, and we're maybe not quite had all 7 firing in one evening yet, but if that comes this weekend, then we've got should be good for home win on Friday night and capable of potentially picking up points again in Scunthorpe. So the same as they're aiming for a point, I'd imagine we'll be looking for at least a point on Sunday.
Yeah, and I think that's a positive we can take, isn't it, Dave? That we're unbeaten in 6 matches in all competitions. And as you mentioned there, you would say that on any given night, the 7 haven't fully fired yet, which, one, it's a good thing that there's always been somebody there to back them up. I mean, I know Richie wasn't happy with his performance in the home match against Leicester, but Willie Lawson has his best match of the season at Eastbourne, the next day. I know Willie wasn't happy with his performance, but Joe Lawler chipped in with his first heat win for the Monarchs and a kind of handful of points. And that's, yes, when everyone's performing, we're going to beat people and beat them handily. But actually, what you almost don't want is everyone performing at the same time and then 2 or 3 not performing at the same time. And then the wins are big wins and the losses are big losses. So the way it's went so far is working. It's a Monarchs 1-7 as programmed as we record this. Everyone will be raring to go. And one man particularly who had by his own admission, his worst match of the season so far, that home match against Leicester, was Richie Worrell, and myself and Dave caught up with him a little bit earlier on. So here we are on the What the Fork Monarchs preview show, joined by Richie Worrell, looking to head to a big weekend against the Scunthorpe Scorpions. Richie, firstly, thanks very much for joining us. And secondly, you looking forward to having a crack at the Scorpions this weekend?
I'm always looking forward to getting on the bike. But yeah, I am, definitely. I feel like I didn't really ride too well in the last 2 matches, the home one especially. So yeah, I'll make amends for that.
Yeah, it's always difficult when you get when you have an off on your first race, and it's also been a couple of weeks off for you, just kind of with with the football being on and not being any Bellevue matches. Is that frustrating for you?
It's nice. It's actually been nice just to kind of press reset. I went away, had a little bit of a break. Went down to Newquay, did some surfing and just kind of relaxed for a little while. Back home now. I'm back getting around. I'm next out Thursday at King's Lynn, so back getting ready now. Got the head back on and start looking towards that.
Yeah, and not an easy weekend ahead. I mean, Scunthorpe were written off by plenty at the start of the season, but obviously they've just added Adam Ellis and a few guys realistically have upped their form. So, you know, 2 big wins for the Monarchs the last time they rode, but they can't be complacent. You've still got to go out there and make sure you do the job. You know, you're never going to win these matches easily.
No, you know that you can never be complacent with Stuart because you just never know. You know, them teams them underdog teams, they always do it. They always come and they'll bite you if you're not on song. So the attitude that you take into them bigger matches, you know, making sure everything's perfect. You know that you almost take a different attitude to them than what you would them easier ones, and that's where you can get bitten. So no, I don't do it anyway. I just hope nobody else does it. It's same as business as usual. For me, anyway.
Yeah, obviously we are coming off that massive win down at Eastbourne, the last meeting we had. It'd be good to build on that with another 2 wins, home and away, and really pushes up that table. Is that feeling good on the Monarchs team at the moment?
Yeah, I'm excited about the team. Strong bunch of lads. Nathan Greaves he's a brilliant little rider, to be honest, and you know he's good to have around because he will listen. So you can pass info on to him and help him out, and he will definitely listen. Sam made that comment at Eastbourne, and you know I came on for a practice early in the season, and he was there, and he was struggling to get into the track. So you know I kind of jumped on and helped him out, and he does listen. Brilliant little kid, and I mean look at his scores in the National League. It's only giving him confidence. I think bringing into this league with the Monarchs. And Kai's finding his feet, and he's getting there now. I think just a bit of nerves. It's all new to him, and totally different cultures, different country. Yeah, I mean everybody else. Obviously, Josh he's come off a good weekend there now. He's kind of settled down. I mean, I think he hadn't rode for a little while and just got rid of rust and got used to his new kit that he bought some new engines over. So I think he was finding his feet with them, and he's got on one that he likes now. Got it all worked out. So long may it continue.
And then obviously we head to Scunthorpe on Sunday, a track you've done plenty of laps on in your time. It's one that actually when you speak to a lot of riders, I don't think many riders class it as their favourite. Even if they do score well, they're sometimes just happy to get up the road with a decent score. Is it one that you enjoy going down there to the Eddie Wright Raceway?
I think the same as everybody else. I've got like a love-hate relationship with it. It just depends on how it's prepared. I do prefer Scunthorpe on an evening. Obviously, that moisture kind of just most tracks are better on an evening. To be honest, the moisture kind of comes up out of it afterwards, and it keeps the track in good nick. But them afternoon ones, it dries out too fast and can end up dusty and pretty slick. So fingers crossed it doesn't end up that way. But hey, it's going to be the same for everybody on that Sunday afternoon. So we're going to see how we can do. But I do normally go well. I have had a couple of bad ones there, but it is a track I do like riding. Just starts are important.
Well, that's great to hear because obviously been with yourself and Josh and Sam, we're looking like we've got a real potent top 3, so we should be capable of winning any track. So we're really looking forward to the weekend and hoping for a big score on Friday.
Definitely. Yeah, I've got to make amends for that one. It was very unlike me, just falling off on And the first and second bend just randomly, that wasn't normally me, especially around those. But there's a couple of things that was into play that I'm not going to go into detail with, but yeah, I just want to make amends for that and go and have a better one.
And I'm sure we'll see you back to your usual dominant self, Richie. Thank you very much for taking the time here to join us on the Monarchs preview show, and we'll see you at the weekend, Richie. Thank you once again.
No problem. Yep, thanks a lot, guys.
Richie there is forthright as ever, and I don't think we'll see anywhere near a repeat of that Leicester performance on Friday. I'm expecting back to the dominating, nigh on unbeatable round the Dale Richie Worrell come Friday night, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty laid back in the interview there, but you can tell behind it there was that determination that what happened a couple of weeks ago doesn't happen again, and he's up back to being that dominating number 5 that he was in the first 2 matches, and there is absolutely no reason to think anything else will happen. So we'll look forward to that, and good to see that.
Yep, and of course another big Friday ahead at Armadale, as we mentioned. We're lucky enough that crowds are allowed back in, and we've had 3 or 4 weeks of crowds now, and it's been great. So tickets are still available as we speak here. So get on the Monarchs website and purchase your tickets. If the tickets are sold out, or for any reason you can't make it along, then do pick up your stream. Every match at Armadale this year will be streamed live across the globe. I know we've had viewers in Czech Republic and Australia and Sweden and America. Great to see everyone that can pick it up. And as I say, if you can't make your way to Armadale, then watch it from the comfort of your own living room.
Yeah, I mean, what better way to spend a Friday night if you're not living close enough to go there to listen to you providing that input with Mike Hunter.
We're meant to be encouraging people, Dave, not putting them off.
Yeah, no, it's great. We've got these facilities available. As we know, the restrictions may be a bit slower to come off, and it's really important we get full crowds there and get used to that stream facility for those that can't make it.
Yep, and of course, we always like to delve into the past and show you, the video capabilities that we have here at Armadale. And this time, we're not going too far back. We're going back to 2019, I believe. Heat 8 off the Scorpions versus Monarchs clash. And a big heat result for the Scorpions, this one, with tonight's guests, Simon Lambert and Danny Ayres. We'll enjoy that now. On to heat number 8, which sees James Sargent in red for the Monarchs, William Austin in blue, Danny Ayres in white, and Simon Lambert in yellow. And I feel like even looking start there, but Ayres just has to drive and gets the front bed in front. Look at that for Sargent, kind of going around. Excellent ride there by James Sargent. Danny Ayres looked to have hit the front, but James Sargent right round outside as Ayres looks to replay the compliment and does so. A wee bit of a left turn there, and at the back Lambert has went round Lawson. It's all happening here in heat number 8. Lambert now looks to go round James Sargent. Sargent has a little look over his shoulder, he knows Lambert's there. Can he stop him? No. Simon Lambert, excellent ride there by Lambert from 4th to 2nd. So what was looking like a 4-2 to the Monarchs coming out the second bend has become a 5-1 to the Scorpions just a lap later. Excellent ride by both Ayres and Lambert. Perhaps you could say a little bit more required from Sargent and Lawson there, allowing their away riders to go round outside them very easily, but can't take anything away from the Scorpions. They picked the line, they stuck it in the dirt, and they've got there. Danny Ayres takes an excellent win. Simon Lambert with one of his best rides at Armadale in second. James Sargent and William Lawson disappointingly trailing in behind the Scorpions. I tell you what, Dave, if we see a repeat of that kind of form from Simon Lambert on Friday, then definitely will be up for a big challenge.
Yes, Simon has threatened to go really well at Armadale on a number of occasions, and he normally throws in at least one good ride when he's there. And given the opportunity, I'm sure he'll be there to get himself out in front and make himself that biggest target possible to make it difficult for folk to go around them. But we know with Josh, we've got the guys that are capable of passing. So hopefully, if we do get in that position, we can pick up those points from the back if necessary. Yep. So the Scorpions head north, confident mood, looking to pick up at least a point, if not more. The Monarchs look to carry on a 6-match unbeaten run into the start of the season. Something's got to give, Dave. And as I say,
if you want to see it, you can get online and buy those tickets and head along. Or if you can't make it along, that stream is available as well. EdinburghMonarchs.co.uk, click on EMTV and log in and get all your details from there. Dave, I think almost done. Looking ahead to the weekend, obviously big match on Friday, then big match down the road, the return fixture on Sunday at Scunthorpe. A lot bit of news that came out of the Armadale Devils this week, a team change in there, and former Newcastle youngster Archie Freeman steps in to replace Sheldon Davies. And having witnessed him at both Armadale and down at Brough Park, where he won Heat 2 from 15 metres back at Brough Park, an exciting prospect to bring into the Devils team.
He's been a right good prospect. We talked about it quite a lot in the preview show for the Gems match earlier, and I'm sure there was quite a lot of teams trying to speak to him after the Gems decided that they weren't going to continue this season. So it was good for the Devils to get him on. Shame for Sheldon. He's had a tough go driving up from Barnsley every week for that, but he's had a decent opportunity. So hopefully he'll pick up some more rides going forward. But for the Devils, I think it'll make them more competitive in some of these away matches where we're going there. So fingers crossed, a good signing for those guys as well.
Yeah. So we'll see Archie make his debut in a few weeks in the next Devils fixture. As we've said, though, this week it's all about the Monarchs and all about championship action. 7:30 on Friday night, tapes up at Armadale as the Scunthorpe Scorpions are the visitors. Thank you very much for joining us. Until we speak to you on Friday night or on the Friday Focus on Saturday, have a good week and we'll see you trackside.